Good afternoon, my professor Magaji Suli. I'm a student of Sustainable Development Center, University of Abuja. My name is Chauro Andrew Rufunchi. I'm here to present my assignment on the topic exploring the causes, effects, and solutions to natural and man-made forced migration in Takum local government area of Taraba State, Nigeria. The course code is SDS 902 and the course title is Research Methods and Design. The background to my study: it is an unprecedented number of 117 million individuals who were forcefully displaced globally by the end of 2023, and a dramatic increase from 80 million in 2020 according to UNHCR report of 2024. This highlights immense strain on resources and governance. Displacement is driven by a mix of natural disasters exhibited by climate change and human-induced factors like conflict, state fragility, and human rights abuses. As Africa's most populous nation, Nigeria is highly sustainable. Over 3 million internally displaced persons across Nigeria as of 2023, primarily in the area of northeast and north central and northwest Nigeria. Intertwined issues include climate change impacts, droughts, floods, Lake Chad drying up, ethnic religious tensions, and insurgencies like Boko Haram, banditry, kidnapping, and governance deficits. Takum AGA, as a case study, is located in the southern part of Taraba State, and it has experienced both the natural and the man-made forced migration. Historical communal clashes like Thief Jukun over land resources, increased banditry, kidnapping, and insecurity. Human Rights Watch 2022 reports. Natural disaster impacts. This also gives rise to drought and lack of rainfall affecting agriculture and livelihoods. There is a noticeable gap in granular studies that disaggregate the effects and tailored solutions for localized contexts in Takum, where the main drivers and it made the problem more worrisome. Statement of problem. Takum local government area faces a growing forced migration crisis with multifaceted causes and profound consequences. Analytical gap. Despite visible impacts, displaced populations, strained services, economic disruption, A precise, disaggregated understanding of causal factors is critically underemployed, underexplored. This hinders effective targeted interventions. Natural factors. Sustainability to environmental shocks, unpredictable rainfall, droughts, floods, displacing communities. The exact contribution compared to human factors is unknown. Man-made factors. History of communal conflicts like land disputes, land grabbing, chieftaincy, ethno-religious differences, recent rise of banditry, kidnapping, and general insecurity causing displacement. The specific weight of each man-made factor, direct violences versus economic disruption, is not clearly understood. Existing national state strategies are broad and often fail to address Takum's unique socio-ecological and conflict dynamics. Objectives of the study. Specific objectives: to identify and analyze the primary natural factors contributing to forced migration in Takum local government area. To identify and analyze the primary man-made factors contributing to forced migration in Takum local government area. To assess the socio-economic impacts of forced migration on displaced population and host communities in Takum local government area. To examine the psychological impacts of forced migration on displaced populations in Takum local government area. To propose practical, sustainable solutions to mitigating the causes and effects of natural and man-made forced migration in Takum local government area. The significance of the study. The findings that will come out of this study will, one, enhance understanding of forced migration by providing detailed insight into challenges faced by displaced populations, such as loss of incomes, livelihoods, food insecurity, and psychological trauma, and pressures on host communities, that is, strain on their resources and social tensions. Informs targeted assistance by helping humanitarian organizations and government to provide more effective needs-based assistance like shelter, food, healthcare, and psychosocial support. The study will also guide policy and program development by offering critical data for local state level policies on disasters preparedness, conflict prevention, humanitarian response, and rehabilitation. The study is also significant to NGOs and civil society organizations by enabling them to design implementation of more effective and context-specific interventions like aid, peace building, livelihood, and also to provide credible data for advocacy efforts. The scope of the study. The study will conduct within Takum local government area of Taraba State, Nigeria. The content issues will cover causes of forced migration, both natural, that is e.g. floods, droughts, and man-made, that is communal conflicts, banditry, insecurity factors. Effects of forced migration including social, economic, environmental, psychological, social, and political governance effects on both displaced populations and host communities. Solutions to forced migration. Exploration and proposal of potential remedies, interventions, and strategies to address, mitigate, and resolve forced migration issues in Takum LGA. The time frame for this study will be in the year 2026. Methodology, design, population, and sample size. The research design, the approach we're going to take is to mix method approach, which will be used sequential explanatory design, starting with quantitative data followed by qualitative data for in-depth understanding. We will also use quantitative descriptive survey, which will be utilized structured questionnaires to capture prevalence and significance of drivers, scale of socioeconomic impacts, and coping mechanisms. The target population will include the internally displaced persons and the host community members in Takum local government. Sample size will comprise of about 384 households, which we will use in the case study. Methods of data analysis. We're going to use descriptive statistics. Frequencies, percentages, means, standard deviations will be used to summarize continuous data. T-tests will be used to compare means between two groups, e.g. psychological distress levels between IDPs and non-displaced populations. We also use analysis of variances. Will be used to compare means across more than two groups, e.g. socioeconomic impact across different types of IDP settlements. Correlation analysis will be used to determine the strength and direction of relationships between variables, e.g. frequency of natural disasters and incidence of migration. Expected outcome. Comprehensive understanding. A detailed and disaggregated understanding of the specific natural and man-made drivers of forced migration in Takum, including their relative contribution. We are also going to expect a context-specific solution, that is identifying of practical, sustainable, and community-driven solutions tailored to unique socio-ecological and conflict dynamics of Takum LGA. We are also expected to get evidence-based policy recommendations, provisions of robust empirical evidence to inform local, states, and national policy development and program designed for more effective and human-forced migration management. The academic world will not be left behind, as the study will fill a critical gap in the literature by offering granular, localized, complex displacement in Nigeria, serving as macrocosm in this context. Conclusion. Forced migration is a very complex subject, and the study is going to address this complex issue in Takum. Understanding this complexity is paramount for effective intervention. Beyond statistics, this research will move beyond mere statistics to provide deep insights into the life experiences and profound impacts on affected populations and host communities. Path to resilience. By systematically exploring causes, effects, and viable solutions, this study aims to contribute directly to building more resilient communities and robust frameworks for managing forced migration in Takum, ultimately improving the lives of thousands affected by displacement. Call for targeted action. The findings will underscore the necessity of context-specific, integrated, communal-driven approaches rather than generic intervention, the way for sustainable humanitarian development responses in Nigeria. Thank you.